We don't know all the details of what happened at the front door because they covered up the Ring camera and because they didn't wear body cameras in spite of a 3-year-old policy initiated by the President of the United States that mandated that they wear body cameras when executing search warrants. But we do know this. We know 57 seconds elapsed from the time they covered up the lens of the camera to the time Mr. Malinowski was dead. So something less than 57 seconds is the time it took them to knock, if they knocked, but we don't know if they knocked, force entry on the front door, and for Mr. Malinowski to emerge, to wake up, find a gun, and come to the bedroom. That means they couldn't have been at the front door more than 20 or 30 seconds. Although her husband had just been shot in the forehead right in front of her, the agents dragged Mrs. Malinowski into the front yard. She was barefoot, wearing minimal night clothing, and the temperature was 32 degrees. They locked her in the back seat of a car where she was detained for 4 or 5 hours. She begged to be allowed to check on her husband, but they refused those requests and kept her locked in the car in her nightgown. And she also had not been to the restroom yet since she'd just gotten out of bed, and they refused her request to go to the neighbors and use the restroom. And then finally, it took her to a nearby fire station, made her walk through in her night clothes in front of the firemen and use the restroom with a female police officer present in the room while she went to the restroom. Mrs. Malinowski does not have the answers to many of her questions, and there are a lot of questions. We give federal law enforcement awesome powers. We have given, and when I was United States Attorney, I was responsible for the use of those powers. But it's a huge problem if those powers fall into the wrong hands. I've been involved in public controversy for many years. I've never been involved in anything that more Kansans have come to me to express their concern. And they all ask the same question, why? And I don't have an answer for that. We don't have an answer to that question, and we hope this committee will pursue this and find the answer, why? And if there's not an answer, we hope that you'll find the problem and fix it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cummins. That was well said, and so wrong.